name is John Rehnstrom. I'm the owner of DVSN West here in Denver, Colorado. My riches are living life and helping give people the tools, whether that's footwear, clothes, confidence, friendships, opportunities to be able to do the same, and just put good out in the world. So DVSN West actually was open for 10 years before I became owner of it. So it was in Cherry Creek for a couple of years, and they were always just one of the best shoe suppliers in Denver in terms of just hard to find New Balance, Asics, Nike account, and it's been one of the only one spots in Denver that's stuck around for a long time. They closed down in 2019. I reached back out to the old owner, and he gave me the ability to reopen it and gave me his blessing. And so now my approach is a little bit different. Fashion's always had like a hard time in Denver, I feel like. And to me, it's finding the happy medium between what people are already looking for here and then finding things that people don't know they're looking for. And so that's why my build is 2 different rooms with 2 different themes, different feels. So I'm finding outdoor facing fashion forward clothing from different places. So like this is Never That's from South Korea, Manastash is from Japan, same with Nanamika, and then there's BBC, Dickies, Honor the Gift, which is more of like streetwear facing. And so trying to find the happy medium in between the 2 different lifestyles that are in Denver, because I think that that's why it's always been a hard sell for fashion in Denver, is because people, I think a lot of people don't know exactly what they're looking for and they need it to be put in front of them. And not everybody is like into just straight up streetwear. It has to have some different type of aspect to it.
What made you want to reach out to him and rebuild this all over again and bring it back to life?
So I've wanted to open a shoe store pretty much half my life, since I was in high school. I didn't know what that path looked like. When I was in college, I was the standard person that was sending out emails on contact pages on shoe store websites, asking to work, opportunity, whatever. And I think it took a while to understand how much more work goes into it. Not only like being around, being a face that people see, know, contribute, meeting people, and like really understanding the ins and outs of it. So I've been in Denver for 13 years now, and I worked at DVSN West in my free time the first 3 years I moved here, and then took some time away, and then I helped at Feist Gallery while they were open too. And both of them closed down either before the pandemic or during the pandemic. And so I lost my full-time job. Everything was kind of uprooted in my life. And during that time, I think a lot of people were going through stuff, and it was just like a big reckoning for me to understand opportunities, what there was in terms of the city, because it all kind of revolves around the accounts you can get and what you're allowed to territory-wise. And with both of the Nike accounts shutting down, I saw that as like the right opportunity and the right time to be able to go in and kind of like be able to be like the leader in the forefront of that world without like too much pushback or competition, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And DVSN West was always one of those brandings that I really liked. The logo was good, always had a good name. In terms of the city, it like held weight. People remembered it. It was always like, I think there's a lot of memories tied to it. And so I wanted to take the approach of reopening DVSN West because, it carries that weight. Adds a little validity to it, but then to be able to help like add a different approach to it and a different meaning, I think that there was like a lot of value there to be able to do that.
What are all the things that happen within that span of wanting to give back, wanting to help out the community, then opening up the store? Can you break down that story a little bit more for us?
So I think it all just kind of like evolves over time, right? So I think the initial thing was always like the basis was the shoe store. I don't think all these ancillary things really came to be or became a goal or a thing that I enjoyed or a purpose that I found until I was actually like in it doing those things. I think that we have so many different intentions behind things that end up showing up when the opportunity is allowed to you. So it was always like the basis of the goal, and I helped a friend open the Nike store in Boulder. God, what was that? 2.5, 3 years ago now. Just so I could remind myself that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I knew I had found that, and I was on the right spot when I had this dad and son duo come in, and you could tell they were just never really into footwear or clothes or anything. A couple of very smart, nerdy type individuals, which nerds are tight. And they're like, we want Air Maxes, and helping them find the pairs that they wanted, putting on their feet and walk out like a whole different person. That's like the feeling of like giving somebody confidence that I didn't have to do anything. I helped you pick out whatever, but the way that you're now walking around and carrying yourself, that's a blessing to be able to help somebody find that.
What's important about confidence to you?
Confidence is everything. Because if you're not confident in who you are or what you're doing, then why should anybody else believe you? You know, like it's all about how you carry yourself. And I mean, it sounds cheesy, but like life is just sales, you know? Sales is confidence, and like if I'm confident in who I am, what I'm doing and what my purpose is, then like everybody else is going to believe you. So that's the thing, is that like either you believe in it or you don't, and you're just kind of discounting yourself if you're not carrying yourself a certain way or projecting the way that you are or what you believe in.
For the people that don't know out there, the shop is located on Colfax, which a lot of people may be a little nervous to bring their business down over here. What got you to come bring your business down to Colfax Avenue?
I've lived on Colfax for 12 years now. So just sitting out on my front stoop, I would always just watch regular people walk by too. It was always a good mix. It's always moving. It's always lit. There's always like stuff going on. And I think we can always find beauty in the things that might not be beautiful to other people. And I really think that especially for my type of business, my niche customer lives in the range of just like, they like to gamble, like walk outside and you don't know what's gonna happen. And I like that aspect of life. And it's a lot easier to learn and navigate once you know it, and it's a lot more simple than other people make it out to be. Honestly, I feel more safe here than I do in most parts of the city, so.
When we talk about Colfax, people have the idea that it's a lot of homeless, a lot of people may be on drugs.
Yeah.
How do you interact with the community that's around here and around your store?
It was a really funny, interesting start because I was doing the construction in here, so I was in here every single day, and when I had plastic up around the windows, there's definitely people that were out front, and I started out with a few easy rules. If you're gone by the time that I get here, I didn't know you were here, treat me with respect and I'll treat you with respect, and no drugs in front of my units. And I think people complicate things a lot, but it really is just like the most simple version of society in general, where it's just like the basics, you know? Treat someone like a human, look them in the eyes, talk to them, remember the things that they say, And so I got to know a lot of people really fast through that. And I've always been a person that kind of like will give more than whatever I have. And so slowly by like handing stuff out and giving stuff to people, because I've never been a money donation person because I never know where it goes to. I don't know what purpose it's serving. And there's something about tangibly handing something to somebody and seeing how it affects them in terms of like a smile, a thank you, the way that they're like walking around now. And so I was just slowly handing stuff out. And so, I mean, the unhoused community is so small and they all know each other and they all really do talk amongst themselves. There's like protected spaces, places you don't mess with. And the store quickly became one of those spots just because of having conversations and helping people out with stuff when they need it.
And then when it comes to DVSN West, what is the values within inside your company that's for the people and that's for you?
Yeah. I think the basis of it is that we're all the same, you know? We might look different, we might be from different places, but like when you walk through these doors, you're treated with the same starting baseline of what everybody gets, and it's up to you in which direction that goes. You know, if you want to be not nice or not kind, then you might not get as much or be treated as well as if you're like, it's all a sliding scale. So it's like really the idea that you get out of it what you put in.
Wrap this up. What are some words of advice, anything that you can give to anyone out there in the world?
I would have to say, always believe in yourself. Don't give up. You have to pick it up every single day, regardless if there's a return or there's something that's coming from it. The good things come from digging through it every single day with nothing in return. And it doesn't come without that. You have to believe it.